Nick Ferrari at breakfast on LBC.
But let's start with the story we mentioned just before the 8 o'clock news there. It's 6 after 8 right now. A cyclist killed following a collision with a lorry in South London. The accident took place at Walworth roundabout at the Elephant and Castle Junction around 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon. Police saying upon arrival, officers found a male cyclist suffering serious injuries following a collision with an HGV. He becomes the 5th cyclist to be fatally injured on London's roads this year, the 2nd to die in a collision with an HGV. We'll get you the figures for last year, how many fatalities there were, in just a second, after I speak with a solicitor who represents cyclists injured in road collisions, Kevin O'Sullivan. And we have spoken before, I know, Mr. O'Sullivan. What do we need to... Good morning, sir. What do we need to learn about in this particular junction? Because I understand you have, I think, represented clients with problems here before.
I have indeed, Nick. And as you were saying earlier, the Elephant and Castle is notorious. It's number one, and I think a clear number one, for serious injuries and fatalities for cyclists, and has been for years. So it's been known about for years. The main thing that's needed here is segregation. Segregation for the cyclists so that they're not having to cycle right next to massive HGVs, which just hugely increases the risk and the danger.
Now, the Mayor's office, and indeed the Mayor, has said that a lot of measures have been put in at other junctions. Has this been altered in any way, and if not, how does it need to be altered?
Well, I think it does need to be altered further. They have made some attempts. I don't think exactly at this point where this happened yesterday, have they done anything. So I think it needs to be top of the Mayor's to-do list. He is reviewing lots of junctions in London, and I think the Elephant and Castle is one of them. He needs to look at them, and he needs to, I think, in terms with his engineers, go back to the drawing board when designing junctions, because I think it's becoming increasingly clear that safety for cyclists has to be the first priority when these junctions are designed or redesigned, as in this case.
We look at last year, there were 14 deaths, 9 involving HGVs. Sadly, this year it's 5 deaths so far, 2 involving HGVs. But I understand that there are some additional safety requirements or measures being taken regarding big trucks, Kevin.
There are. There's lots of activity with the EU to make lorries safer. And something I've been campaigning on for a long time. The mayor needs to obviously be looking at that as well, because I think the government are holding him up. Because I think, to be fair to Boris Johnson, he has made some attempts to he has looked at this, and he's aware of this issue. His own government's transport minister, sadly, is not as supportive as he is.
I hear what you say about lorries. How much, though, do we need to look? For instance, in this case, the lorry driver has been questioned but been released by police with no charges. How often do we have to look at possibly the behaviour of the cyclist as well?
Every road user needs to look out for themselves. Cyclist behaviour has been shown to be a factor in these really serious accidents, and so rarely. What I see and have seen over the years it's the infrastructure that's the biggest problem. Because if you segregate road users and if you keep them apart and if you design the junctions better, you just don't get these issues.
We've got enough road though in some areas. Lastly, Mr. O'Sullivan.
There isn't enough road,
No.
but the engineers need to see what's happening in London, because cycling's the future, and it has been for a while. And
well, hang on. Yesterday, the £30 million underpass right around London was the future.
Well, I mean,
30 billion. I'm sorry, 30 million. I wish.
On junctions like the Elephant, Nick, the amount of cyclists going through there. One thing I read yesterday was that when the recent redesign by the Mayor took place, they simply hadn't catered for the amount of cyclists that are coming through there at rush hour.
All right. Thank you indeed. As ever, Kevin O'Sullivan, solicitor who represents cyclists injured in road collisions.